Okay, so starting out with some priming action here. I'm going to be speeding this part a little bit because you've probably seen me do this 1,000 times. So yeah, I'm just priming my eyelids with my Maybelline Super Stay Foundation, but you can definitely prime your eyelids with whatever primer you have at home, whether it be a concealer or a foundation. And as usual, I'm just setting my eyelids with some powder, but this time this is the collection Primed and Ready Illuminating Setting Powder. And I got my Beauty Glazed eyeshadow palette and I dipped into that really red warm shade, and I'm just putting that all over the lid. Not only in the crease, I'm putting it all over the lid. I'm really building the intensity, really building it up. And I got this palette off of Amazon. It's decent if you want like a budget-friendly eyeshadow palette. It's buildable, it's pigmented enough. So yeah, and I'm just getting this another variation of the red shade, but this time it's a bit deeper than the first one, and I'm a bit more precise with the placement of the shadow, really building it up in the crease. And I'm just getting this green metallic shade from my Morphe 39A Artistry palette, and I'm just putting that all over my lid. I'm using my fingers because it's way more easier and it brings out the pigment even more, so hence it's way more intense when you apply it with your fingers. Sorry about the trains again, guys. And then I'm just blending it out with the second shade we've put on. Well, the whole process of this look is just me reapplying the shades until I get the desired intensity, but then I'm also blending it out with each other. So as you can see, blending it out again with the first red shade that we put on. And I'm just putting on some day cream. This is from Lacura. For foundation, I'm just putting on my trusty Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. Recently, guys, I have bought a new foundation finally, and I used it in my previous tutorial, the Handler Inspired Makeup tutorial. And yeah, this one is pre-recorded, so I used that in that video, and I like it as well because it's more dewy than this Super Stay foundation, but it has less coverage. So I like both foundations so much. So I'm like planning to do like a comparison video between the two foundations. So yeah, let's see. But I'm just concealing my face with some Maybelline Dream Lumi highlighting concealer, the usual, and I put it in the usual places as well. And I'm just setting my face, starting with the places where I've put my concealer. This is the Collection Primed and Ready Illuminating Setting Powder, and when I first bought this, I didn't expect it to be that like illuminating, because when you see like in person up close, it has like this pink specks, like a pink shimmer to it, a pink sheen rather, not shimmer, sheen. So yeah, I'm just setting my whole face with it to see how it would look, and it's actually decent. Although I would like my under eyes to be matte. It's decent, but I would prefer it to be, matte. But I just tried it out and it's nice. It's nice. And for my bronzer, since I didn't show it in my previous tutorial, it's the same exact one, but I'm just showing you what shades I'm mixing in the Morphe 39A Artistic palette. And yeah. So guys, remember this was pre-recorded, that's why I still didn't have the blush that I was excited about in my previous tutorial. Hence, why I decided to experiment with some blush, and I used these two shades from my Morphe 39A palette. And yes, it's an eyeshadow, but you can also use it as blush. But my tip is that you really need to be like careful, and you really need to like blend it out because it's obviously pigmented. So yeah, and I just did that because I was tired of the same ass blush that I was using constantly. So yeah. And for highlighter, I just showed what shades that I was mixing in, since I didn't show it in my previous tutorial. So yeah. I still haven't got like a new highlighter, so stay tuned for that one. Speaking about using eyeshadows as like, face products. If you haven't noticed, my highlighter is an eyeshadow as well. So yeah, makeup is really versatile, as you could see. So for the eye look, we're just completing it by smoking out the lower lash line with the same exact shades that I've used on my lid earlier. And as for the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight, I'm just using the same highlight shade as well. And I'm just curling my lashes. For mascara, I'm using my Rimmel Volume Flash mascara. And yes, I decided to put on some falsies, but I forgot what style these are in, and I forgot what brand I got it from. So yay me! But what I remember is that I got it off from Amazon. So yeah, but I had some real difficulty, like on another level, putting these on. So on my other eye, I decided to put the lash glue on my lash line itself to see if it would, if it would be better for me, like the whole process of applying it. But maybe it's just me being better at applying falsies on somebody else rather than myself. So yeah. And for my lip color, this is my lipstick from the Face Shop, and I think this is in the shade 7. And this was a gift, a Christmas gift, I believe, from a dear friend of mine. So shout out to Hershey if you're watching this. Thanks again for the lippy. So yeah, I'm just putting that on. And that's it, guys. That's a final look. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, even if I'm all over the place all the time. So yeah, thank you guys. Bye.